the United States NATO ally has blasted it for sending warships to the embattled Israel. The Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has bashed his US counterparts Joe Biden for meddling in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Erdogan has claimed that the US aircraft carrier's arrival could lead to massacres. And this scathing remark has come right after the US president's weapons pledge to Israel.
Amerika uçak gemisini İsrail'e gönderiyor. Amerika'nın uçak gemisinin İsrail'de ne işi var? Ne yapmaya geliyor? Ve buraya gelen uçak gemisinin etrafında bütün botlarıyla, uçak gemisindeki uçaklarıyla ne yapacak? Orada bütün artık Gazze'yi, etrafını vurarak, indirerek çok ciddi katliamlara adım atacak.
Right, so Israel at this point in time, which is the epicenter of the Hamas-Israel war, there is the Turkish premier who has come out and attacked United States and the Biden administration for sending out their warships, sending out their aircraft carriers into Israel in support of the Netanyahu government in the war against Hamas. He's particularly spoken about US meddling into the Israel and Palestine conflict, and he has condemned this act by the United States of America. Remember, there have been, in fact, the overtures that have been made in the recent past by the Israeli government, by the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, who had met the Turkish president on the sidelines of the UNGA in New York. There were also plans that were being made where Netanyahu was to travel to Turkey later in the month. Obviously, now those plans go kaput at this point of time in wake of the Hamas attacks that have struck Israel. Sanjeev Srivastava on the telecast with me. And Sanjeev, complicated situation. There are countries the likes of Turkey who are supporting the Palestine issue, supporting the Hamas, if we could call this. Recep Tayyip Erdogan has now come out and slammed the US government and the Biden administration, saying that they must not meddle in the conflict between Israel and Palestine. He has particularly questioned United States of America for sending its aircraft carriers and warships in support of the Israeli military forces. I will not.
Could you repeat your question, please?
So what is happening in the Israel conflict attack against Hamas and the stance that has been taken by the Turkish president?
Well, Megha, I think this operation...
Sorry for not responding. We are in a crazy situation. You were talking about...
Am I audible to you, Megha?
Very much so, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, Megha, what I was saying is that this, operation which Israel has launched against Hamas terrorists, this is the operation against terrorism, and this will continue. I think, Israel is going to fight it out with its full might. And this is the biggest terrorist attack which this Hamas has carried out against Israel. And Israel has every right to respond to this challenge of terrorism. And I think Israel is responding. And, United States of America and other European countries, every responsible nation of the world, those who believe in the peace, security, prosperity, harmony, dialogue among countries and civilizations, all of those, countries and leaders of the world, they are supporting Israel in these hours of crisis. And I think Israel is going ahead with its operation. Certainly, Mega, at this point of time, there is a hostage situation prevailing out there.
Right,
But Hamas
particularly about the questions that have been raised by the Turkish president, demanding to know why has a NATO country, which is America, decided to send out arms and ammunition and these aircraft carriers in support of Israel.
Well, Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has been taking ambiguous positions on different issues, and obviously this conflict, this war which Israel is fighting against Hamas, is no exception. And at this point of time, Turkish president is attempting to come up with this idea of a mediation, etc., saying that Turkey is ready to mediate to resolve this situation. But one thing is quite certain: Israel is not going to stop. And Israel will go ahead with the retaliation, with the kind of operation which must be launched against Hamas terrorists. And obviously, Israel is in no mood to, to go for any kind of, mediation, etc., or for any kind of talks at this point of time. And Israel is responding. They are responding very, very hard. But yes, Turkey's position has always been in such matters ambiguous, though they are not a member. But if you look at the Turkey's positioning with regard to the induction of Finland and Sweden in NATO, Turkey has taken a different position from other members of NATO, and a similar kind of positions Turkey has been taking. Turkey, under the leadership of Recep Tayyip Erdogan, is having ambition to create a new Ottoman Empire. A kind of they want to become a new leader of the Muslim world, and that is why they are projecting themselves as that they are not as the same position as other NATO members are. So I think Turkey's own
Sanjeev, there's information pouring in that the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has also offered to mediate in the Hamas-Israel conflict. He has said that Turkey continues to step up its diplomatic efforts, and the Turkey-based Anadolu agency is reporting this statement that has come from the president of Turkey. Now, in wake of this very sensitive situation, and if I could shed light into the recent developments where Erdogan had met Netanyahu on the sidelines of the UNGA in New York, and in fact, Netanyahu was supposed to travel to Turkey and meet Erdogan on the invite of the president of Turkey. So there was seemingly a kind of rebuilding of this very delicate, sensitive situation between both the countries, but it doesn't seem like it is going to last long.
Rapprochement was a kind of a surprise development, but certainly on the sidelines of UNGA, both the leaders, Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, they had met, and this was a constructive development, of course. But at this point of time, when the Hamas has struck very hard with its terror hands, I think this has changed again this entire unfolding situation and calculations. If you look at the Mega, I would like to mention here the remarks made by the U.S. National Security Advisor Jack Sullivan in recently, and he was of the view that Middle East region is on the path of peace, and and his job with regard to Middle Eastern affairs has got quite less because of the peace prevailing out there and the stability prevailing out there. But the Hamas, the kind of attack they have carried out against Israel, has changed entire calculus, and obviously Middle East is an unstable region at this point of time, and Israel has waged a war. So I think those kind of developments certainly had happened, but and between Turkey and Israel, but this attack has changed Israeli calculations yet again, and Israel is at war, and Israel is fighting this war. But one thing is quite certain, Mega, that Israel will be undeterred.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.